we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to the Rising Above podcast. I'm your host, as always, David Hess. I wanted to kind of promote. I'm doing this a little differently. Usually, I just ease into the conversation, but this time I wanted to do a slight intro and kind of talk about the business I just launched. My wife and I launched a business called Rising Above Apparel, and what Rising Above Apparel is it's a company, a clothing company that is designed to create inspiration and motivation and help you be a better person all around. And all that can be found on risingaboveapparel.com risingaboveapparel.com. And if you go on there today or tomorrow, you will receive 20% off if you use the code RISE. And I believe if it's over $60, it's free shipping. So go on there, check that out. There's a bunch of stuff on there. I would appreciate it. I know my wife would appreciate it, and it's cool. Anyways, my guest today is Nick Hall. He is a local business owner. He is a friend, coworker. He owns Mitten Tint Co. It's a local Michigan-based tinting company, and he's gonna explain what that is, and we're just gonna enjoy a conversation with him. So, oh boy. Anyways, how are you doing today, Nick? My dad is calling me. Why are you calling me, Dad?
Busy. No, not doing too bad. How yourself, buddy?
I'm doing good. Your mic is not on.
No. Do I do something?
Are you talking into it?
I am now.
Yeah, that's an issue. Your mic's not working.
No, not at all. Give me a switch. Can I bring that other one over here?
You might be able to. Hold on.
How's that?
Does that work?
Yeah, I got it.
Can you hear it?
I can hear myself. Yeah. Can you hear me?
No, I can't.
Huh.
This is an issue. How did we not know this? Okay. Just a sec. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Switching back.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, try it now.
Working?
No, it's not. There we go. The mic was turned off. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that was close, huh?
That was close. Almost had to end this podcast.
Right. Done. Done.
Wow. That was rough. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Great start.
All right. Anyways, how are you doing today, Nick?
Oh, fantastic. And yourself, Dave?
I'm doing great. We have whiskey and smoked ice cubes. So what could go wrong, right?
Oh, absolutely nothing. I didn't know you could smoke ice cubes. Pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try it for a while, and I was like, you know what? I have a podcast coming up on Thanksgiving. Why not try it for that? So then I forgot to use them yesterday. So
that kind of worked out though, right? I got one.
You did get one. Yeah. So anyways, tell me about yourself. How did you get into the tinting business? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So I work at GM with you, and I really not that big of a fan. I mean, it's good work, good money, good people, but it's not financially no, it is financially suitable, but it's not doesn't really create as stable of a home life for my family as I would like.
As far as hours and
hours, yes, mostly hours.
Yeah.
Working quite a bit, it feels like. So I don't know. I was digging around trying to figure out something I could do either out of my garage or just run by myself. And I've never owned a vehicle without tint, so I figured why not send up that route? And I bought into the tint school online, and it paid off. I was kind of nervous about it because you see that stuff all the time and throwing a lot of money at it, but it worked out. I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
So far, anyways.
Well, I mean, the work that you do is incredible. Like, it looks really good.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's not something that, you just kind of got into and didn't really try to like just make your way. I mean, you've made your way in it. Like you've learned to get better at it. And I mean, you tinted my window and it looks great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, it's meticulous for sure. I know. I told you before that my first job, it was a full car, and took me about a week to get it. So it was rough. You know, you get trap stuff under the tent, and it's just I'm really picky too. So if I get like anything under there, I'm
And
redoing it.
you're not just doing window tint on vehicles, you're tinting houses too.
That's more the direction I'm trying to go. It's that's better for me, and I get more enjoyment out of people's reactions after I get some get some work done to their house. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's a whole different experience. So I get out there and meet people and do different things. It's, you know, it's not just another car, it's not another car, it's a different style window, different frame window,
Well,
different style house, you know.
and it kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone and makes you get better in all ways too, because then you realize like this person is counting on me to transform their vehicle or transform their house. And if I
Right.
don't deliver, then well, that's my name, that's my reputation.
Exactly. Yeah, no, there's actually a couple weeks ago, about a month ago now, there's one of the ladies on that Facebook group, your 517 Facebook group that you're part of, and she was the most ecstatic customer I've ever had. She was extremely excited, dancing around and everything when she came to pick up her car. So it's that kind of stuff that makes me really happy. Like
Yeah.
just seeing people's excitement for the change in their life. It might not be a dramatic change, but it's something that to give them to look forward to, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Now you said that going to you're trying to like angle into doing more houses and like probably like businesses, I would assume.
More architectural, you know?
Yeah. Um, how do you plan on doing that?
I'm working through my marketing strategies right now. I'm really new to all this, so I'm just trying to learn the best way to market towards people that would benefit from that. And, you know, obviously people with lake houses, all them lake houses, they got lots of windows and there's lots of sunlight, glare, heat, all that kind of stuff coming in. So if we
What
can
what are the benefits of tinting your windows on a house?
privacy, number one, obviously you're gonna get your privacy factor. And all of my film that I use is generally 99% UV rejectant, and it cuts down on your glare, it cuts down on your heat coming in. So it's an economical benefit too. You know, during the summer, your AC is not constantly pumping.
Mm. Somebody said I'm looking for some tint for my Dodge.
All right. Well, I think we can. I was gonna get there, but anybody that comments, we can do 20% off if you're commenting on the line feed. So you can go ahead and send me a message on my personal Facebook or my business page.
What is the page?
Mitten Tint Co. LLC.
Okay.
Can we tag that up there somehow?
I don't know.
Can I comment on
You should be able to. Yeah, go ahead.
it? Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Nope, not that. I'll do it after. I'll do it after.
All right. Um, yeah, so I will put that up as well. So hold on, sorry. There we go. Yep, comment during the live stream for 20% off tint work through Mitten Tint Co.
Absolutely.
during the live. All right. So, anyways.
Still throwing you off a little bit.
Yeah, this is a huge distraction. I'm not used to it, and it adds like a different element. And I'm just like kind of like I have like a process for doing interviews. I mean, you did it the old way,
Right.
and then this adds a whole different vibe. And like I feel like there's almost like a third party in the room, and
Right.
it's like I'm like focused on that, and it kind of takes away from the conversation a little bit.
Bigger element, that's for sure.
It definitely is.
So, I mean, if you didn't have a 97-inch screen TV up there too, might be a little bit better.
Well, I mean, it helps so you can see things better.
Right.
Yeah. How was your Thanksgiving?
Fantastic. We hosted, and I was against it at first, but after everything was said and done with, everybody left. We didn't have to drag the kids home,
Mm,
falling asleep in the
yeah,
truck and all that. So it was nice.
that's cool. How many people did you have?
I think there was 8 total. So
Oh.
it wasn't anything aggressive, but
Yeah,
it was nice
that's cool.
getting everybody over. What'd you guys do?
Well, I did a podcast yesterday. It was live like this,
Mhm.
and that was interesting. And then that was at like 1 o'clock, and then in the evening I went to my sister-in-law's
Okay.
for Thanksgiving. So yeah, it was a good day.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Now, as far as your business, you said you want to scale back. You go back to your business. You
Yeah.
said you want to scale into like architectural and what kind of things are you going to be doing? Like, do you do office buildings or do you do like just houses?
And anything that's glass that I can put tin on, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to. The biggest thing I really want to try to get into is security film, because that's
What is that?
it's an 8 mil film, and we can pull up a video maybe.
Yeah, we
Try to.
definitely could keep explaining though.
But so what it does is it basically it's an 8 mil film that allows, if there was a potential break-in, or somebody trying to get into your house, um it the way that the film holds together, and then you bond it with a caulk substance.
Is there a video on it or is
Yeah,
there a site I should go to?
can you type in Kepler security film? That's Kepler, Kepler. This is the company that I go through.
Let me screen share it.
Yeah, it's actually some really cool stuff, like actually watching the way it works. Basically what it does is it doesn't allow, with it being that 8 mils, it doesn't allow the glass to puncture it, and then the caulk around the edges keeps from it actually being able to be pushed through easily. So
Is this the site?
that's the site. I don't know. The video is not going to be on there though. Sorry. Yeah, just do videos. Right there.
This one?
Nope, down. Yep.
Hold on.
No, I've yet to find anybody that needs any, but I'm really excited to give this stuff a go.
Hold on a sec. I'm sorry for the people that are listening.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's your second time. Got to get it figured out one way or another, right?
Yeah, this whole thing is new to me. Yeah, here we go.
So in this video, we're just going to show the effect with tempered glass security window film with and without an attachment system. Now we've used a down 995 only on half of this window. The bottom half has no down 995 and the top half doesn't again. This is just so we can show the effect with and without the down 995. So then you can best sell it to your customers. Now with the test, I'm going to be using this metal pole here. Now it's said that most break-ins around homes or businesses are done with items that are around the actual property. So again, we went with a metal pole like this, and this is what we're going to use to strike the glass. I'm going to strike it in various different places, and then we're going to have a look at the attachment system around the edge to see how it's holding in compared to it without the attachment system. And that test shows what security window film can do without even factoring in an attachment system. It holds the glass together really well. So there are still some amazing benefits with adding security window film to tempered glass, as you've just seen there, because it makes it very hard to break in the first place. Remember, the attachment system is only holding it to the glass after it's broken. So now we're going to have a go at that again, but we're going to be using a baseball bat instead of this pipe.
Holy cow.
So you can now see the window is really benefiting from just a security film. But now we're going to work around the edges, and this is going to be where we can see how well the attachment system is going to do. So again, now we're going to focus on the bottom half without the attachment system. And this is where it really starts to factor in. So as you can see, especially if this is at the top, you can start to really break around the edges and push this window film through. But now we're going to see what happens around the top half where we have the attachment system as well. So you can now see the benefit.
That's
how hard that is to try and get through the glass with the attachments.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine anybody going even as far as he did trying to get through it.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy. So you want to be able to put that on building?
I would love
different businesses.
I would love to. It's obviously beneficial for me and my family to be out there making money like that. But if you're going to be able to avoid people breaking in and stealing your stuff like that, then it's a win-win, really.
Is that more expensive than like regular tint?
That will be more expensive, yeah. Just because the film itself's more expensive, then I got to go through and caulk it and all that. So
caulk it underneath the tint?
No, around the edge.
Around the edge.
Yep. So you install it as normal, and then you put that I think it's the 995 adhesive that you put on there.
Wow.
So, and that guy too, Elliot Baker, he is the founder of Tint School Online, and he made both films that I use. I use his Union film for automotive, and then his Kepler line is what I use for my architectural, and it's phenomenal stuff.
Wow.
So, yep, he's done some really good things. He's changed a lot of people's lives, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just once you buy into it, you get into there's an exclusive Facebook page for people that are in the program, and I think when I joined there was like just shy of 1,000. Now we're sitting at 2,100 members in the Facebook group. Wow. So
is it a competitive field?
Not so much, especially the architectural side of it. There's not really a whole lot of competition. I mean, there's a couple places on the east side of the state, west side. There's a couple places up in Traverse, but as far as I'm concerned, there's not a whole lot of people in the middle of the state that do it. Wow. So that was kind of one of my big jumps to it too, is like there's the availability isn't. I think it's more of an undiscovered market for a lot of people too. Because I know when we first talked about it, you're like, oh, I never thought about putting it on my house, and I hear that from a lot of people. But so I don't know, it's fun. It's definitely a great change in pace from bolts and holes at GM.
Now, do you plan on like scaling out of GM at some point and just doing that full time?
That would be ideal.
At what point do you think you can make that leap?
Whenever my phone's ringing
every day,
at work,
nonstop.
Yeah, no, if I can schedule 3, 4, 5 days a week, I think it would be potential to consider my departure from GM.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's all a work in progress, right? I mean, one day at a time, 1 week at a time, month at a time. So I mean, I've only been at it since February. So
wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that it doesn't seem like it's been that long since you started it.
Mm-mm.
How many jobs do you roughly do a week?
With working at GM, I try to keep it to 2 to 3 a week if I can get there. My marketing is not my strong suit right now, so but I'm pretty good about getting 1 to 2 jobs a week. It's definitely slowing down now with the colder temperatures.
Right. Marketing is one of those very difficult things for anything that you're doing, because you just like There's so much to it. Like, I mean, you can promote yourself in so many different ways that you don't necessarily need to pay for ads, but you could like just create reels and things like that. But all
Mhm.
of that takes so much time to do. It's almost like a job in itself.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I can imagine. I mean, I know you probably put a lot of just into your thumbnails and all that for
Yeah.
your podcast. So, one of our coworkers though, Eric, he's eventually gonna have me do his house, and he's got a big A-frame style house, and he's gonna take a drone video flying in and out of the house while I'm.
That's cool.
So hopefully we can get that done sooner than later, Eric, and get that done so that way I can have that piece of promotional work too.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, like once you have customers who take pictures of their own things and promote for you, like that's free advertisement.
Yep. Another thing I got to work on too is I want to get yard signs too. You know, like you see Hanson's goes around, they're working on your house, they throw a yard sign in.
Yeah.
I need to get on that.
That's a good idea.
Hmm. So
Yeah. That's a really good idea. And then you just started an apparel. Is that like an apparel line or just like,
it's not really a line. I, I'm working towards a potential line. Right now, what it is got a family member that she does the screen printing, and we're just slowly working into it. I mean, it's one piece at a time. It's not like she's able to mass produce anything.
screen printing is one of the most difficult things. Like, not really, but it seems difficult because I was looking into it and I'm like, man, there's so much to this.
Yeah, it looks like fun too. I watched her do one, and the biggest problem that I think that is the learning process for her is working on getting the actual template down, because
Yeah.
that one took her a while. So obviously, if you're not doing it every day though,
Yeah.
so yeah, we got a template down for some shirts and sweatshirts, whatever. Stickers are going, so I'm trying to make it so I'd like to do like complimentary stickers with every vehicle if they so choose, and
Just slap it on their new window.
right, no big deal.
They'll appreciate it.
I can scrape it off if they want.
Oh man. So along with the window tinting houses, you also do vehicles, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, is that something that you're trying to like, are you going to stay, like, are you going to continue doing vehicles? Or are you going to try to integrate out of that? Or are you going to just,
My goal is to be proficient and capable of doing vehicles, but that's not what I'm going to be marketing. I, I don't see a point if I'm trying to do something either on the side as a hobby or to use to leave GM. I'm not going to crawl in and out of cars all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that's
Yeah, that makes
so.
sense.
But no, I do them. I will do them. I'll continue to do them. It's just not my goal, not the direction that I want to head. So
Do you foresee yourself having like a garage or something that you work out of?
that's that. Yeah, that's also in the works. It's definitely going to be more of a down the road type of thing right now. But no, it does kind of suck working out of my own garage because I get oil changes and all that stuff, so I got to deep clean pretty much every time before I get a job that comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you said that you were doing window tinting before you started the business.
Yeah.
How long were you doing it for?
Oh, so I bought the course. I think I probably bought the course about this time last year, and then I didn't really dive into it until February timeframe. And then it was June that I did my LLC, got all of that taken care of, and now I'm kind of working at keeping track of everything for taxes. And I mean, there's a lot of stuff between my tools and my film, and
Yeah.
trying to keep everything in orders. Not as easy as I thought it might be.
That's one thing I wish that they taught in schools when we were younger is that like how to start an LLC or how to start a business,
Mhm.
because that's something that I've had to learn, on my own too. It's not easy.
No, and that's not something that gets pushed though. I mean, college and
Right.
all that's the big push.
Right.
I mean, even like for us too, GM is such a people look so highly upon that when at the end of the day it's a good job, it's good paying, but it's It's not for everyone.
Does it bother you when people say like, "Oh, you work at GM, like like essentially like you've made it," and then like that's the be all bent like that end all of all things right there?
That's kind of where I was going. That's what
Yeah.
cracks me up, man. It's just, it's good, right? I mean, it's treated us, the both of us, very well, but I don't think that it's not as family oriented as they like the public to believe.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like our work schedule and
Yeah,
like being able to I mean, we get like holidays off
right,
because it's negotiated.
right.
But as far as like having time outside of work, I mean, working 9 hours every single day and really
Mhm.
we're there for like what is it, 10 hours?
Yeah,
Because we get a half hour lunch that's
yeah,
unpaid.
right.
So having to be at work later takes away a lot more time from our family. And
Mhm.
I know for us, like, because my wife works there too. We get home from work on a 9-hour day at like 4:30, and then we might work out for like an hour, maybe if
Mhm.
that. And then we're making dinner, and then we're doing homework, and we're taking showers,
Time for
and then
bed.
getting ready for work, and then yeah, it's bedtime.
Yep. Everything's said and done with. Yeah, I don't know how you guys do it. My wife worked at GM too, and she quit after our daughter was born. And there's just I don't know, man. It's I'm very proud of her too, actually, for doing all this stuff that she does at the house, keeping
It
control of the house
it
that
makes
way.
a huge difference, I'm sure.
Right. And, I
Yeah,
don't, I don't got to come home and clean and all that stuff. She's really good about that. So it gives me the opportunity to not have to worry about, all right, we got to come home, we got to clean, we got to do dinner,
yeah,
all that kind of
and it
stuff.
gives you time to focus on the business too, a
Yes.
little bit.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
That's a hard balance too.
I
Trying
could.
to, get a car in at night. We're not home till 4:30, five
Yeah.
o'clock sometimes.
I know everybody always tells me they're like, "Well, you should take advantage of the educational system at GM because they pay for you to go to school." And it's like I understand that if you really want to do it, like you could do it if you really wanted to.
Right.
But I don't want to. Like I don't want to have to go to work all day, 9 hours a day, work like a physically demanding job because
Mhm.
you're exhausted after you leave work
Mhm.
and then come home, have to maintain a house, take care of your family,
Yeah.
and then go to school on top of that.
Mhm.
That's brutal.
Nope.
That is extremely brutal. It's not for people who have families, that's for sure.
Nope. Mm-mm. Yeah. I don't know the education thing. That's kind of one thing that I don't really. I never kind of was on board with that. The whole going to college thing.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
it just seems like time wasted to me.
Well, it definitely is if you get a degree that you don't get to make enough money to pay back those student loans.
Hmm.
It's kind of a waste because then I mean you see it all the time. Like people that we work with, they'll go to school to be like a teacher or something.
Hmm.
And then eventually they're just working at GM because they make more money doing that you don't need a degree to do
Right.
just so they can like survive.
Right.
And they're not putting their degree to use whatsoever. There's so many people at GM that are like that.
Far too many.
Far too many. And so I think it's beneficial if you can get into a field that you make more than what, you know, more than what like I mean, because like student loans are just they're a huge problem and people get in like, way too much debt to go to school.
Hmm.
And if you're not able to pay that back,
Right.
I don't know. It's just that's one of those subjects.
Yeah. No, I'm not bashing on anybody that went to college either. I mean, it's
No, no.
good for you. That's the path you chose. But
I think
I'm
I think we need to push trades a little bit more in like a lot of these different trades. Like, I mean, you should be able to out of school get like some sort of scholarship to go to like a trade school.
yeah, yeah. Um, no, trade schools are a good thing. I've actually pushed that on a lot of my younger people that I was in the military with. Like, they're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Go to trade school. Seriously, you make very good money.
Starting out.
Yeah, like most of the time you get all your benefits, your union,
Yeah.
which is a blessing and a curse all at the same time. So, um, but yeah, no, I don't know. I guess I never, like I said, I never understood the big college push.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. And it seems to be something that we're kind of getting away from, I think, in today's world. I think a lot of people are seeing that it's not beneficial to go to college,
Mhm.
especially when you can work at a place where it's entry level, like General Motors, and you can make decent money for not having an education
Right.
and be fine.
Yep.
Now, I wish they would push like business ownership and like entrepreneurship a little bit more
Mhm.
and offer like resources for young people to I mean, because obviously you can go to like school, you go to college and learn about business, but most of the people that I know in the like that own their own business here locally, they've never gone to school for that.
Mm-mm.
They just started a business and they figured it out as they went and they're
Yep.
successful doing it.
Yep. I what cracks me up is the whole until about this last year, the whole kind of just send it, just do it kind of thing. Like I didn't really think about it that much, but then finally I got into doing tint and my wife is actually a big motivator for me. She's like, just do it, just do it, just do it. And I went in and I sent it and I'm extremely happy that I did that. It's I kind of wish more people would consider that kind of a mindset. In my eyes, like I said, college isn't all it's cracked up to be. I think I like the direction that I went, right? I went to GM. I made some good money.
Well, you're also in the military too.
Yes, yep, and that was also beneficial for me. But I invested back in myself.
Right.
So you go to work, you make some good money, you invest back into yourself, and that's I think that's going to lead people further than going to college.
Well, it teaches you to believe in yourself for one.
Mhm.
It teaches you that um it puts you in a position for one that I can either succeed or I can fail. And for a lot of people, people think that failure is when you do something and it doesn't work out and then that's it.
Mhm.
But in my opinion, failure is when you do something and then you quit and you don't find another way to do it. And for a lot of business owners, people who just decide that I'm going to do this, I'm going to find a way to do it.
Mhm.
They're successful because they find a way that works. They find a way that like, okay, this didn't work. Now I'm going to do it this way. That might have worked a little bit better, but I'm going to find a way to make that better. And then eventually their business becomes what it is.
Yep.
And it's like that with everything. I mean, it's like that with like me doing this podcast, like even this live thing, like this is new to me, but you find a way to make it better every single time.
Absolutely.
And that's what like being a human's all about. That's what like being an entrepreneur is all about, a business owner, father, husband, everything.
Yep. No, there's no real failures. Like it's all more of learning lessons, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you screw something up, you're just gonna do it better next time.
Yeah. It's a
Or
mindset thing.
yeah, and that's a hard thing to overcome too, is
It
the
really
the
is.
mental capacity of it all. Like like I said, I spent an entire week on my first car, and I broke stuff. I got angry.
And how discouraging was it?
Uh, Extremely, extremely. I wanted to throw everything away half the time, but push through it, right?
Yeah.
That's all you can do. And I was having issues. I actually just got this one solved about 2 weeks ago. I was having issues. I kept getting little chunks of crap under the film in my windows, and I finally realized that me trying to save money by making a homemade sprayer wasn't really beneficial because I might have saved money making it myself, but I wasted a lot of film because it wasn't functioning the way it's supposed to.
Yeah, and that's when you find something that works or
Mhm.
doesn't work, and then you try to redo it and
Mhm.
figure out a better way to do it. I equate it to like working out in a lot of ways because working out is difficult if you push yourself.
Mhm.
And if you, let's say you just start working out and it's very difficult when you start working out, like you feel like you're not going to make it through a workout. Even if you just allow yourself to get out of shape and you get back into it, you're like, oh man, like this is hard. I don't know if I can accomplish this. But if you can accomplish that, for me, like doing that kind of stuff sets the tone for everything in life. Because like if I can make it through something physically difficult, then I know that something mentally difficult where like I'm sitting here trying to figure something out, I'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
It
Um,
gives you the confidence you need.
yeah, I definitely agree. That's my favorite thing, getting up. I work out before work, and I get up and I do my best to, slam in a good workout, and it really helps motivate me through my day. And I just recently listened to the Rogan's podcast with David Goggins on it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that guy's something else.
Don't be a bitch.
Right, pretty much. No,
Who's going to carry the boats?
I just I just can't get it out of my head whenever he said that I make every aspect of my life suck. That way, when the sucky stuff comes up, it doesn't suck that bad. And I've been trying to incorporate that a lot more. So it's everything's gonna have its own form of suck, right?
Yeah, everything sucks. I mean, I think that's the problem with specifically us in America is we seek comfort too much and we seek things that are easy. I mean, so many people will be like, when they find out about like the workouts that I do or whatever, they're like, wow, that's hard. Like, how do you do that? Like, you just do it.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's difficult at first, but as you get going, it gets easier. And it makes everything in your life easier. It makes you just feel better for the day.
Oh,
I used to run 6 miles every day before work, and my mindset, I didn't give a fuck about anything. Like literally everything at work, like anything that came up that was like a problem, or if somebody had an issue with me, I'm just like, okay. I felt whatever. Like I felt so calm because it like sets your mind for the day, and you're just like, okay, like anything after this like is not going to be that big of a deal.
Yep. No, I agree. I'm not a runner. I can't run.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No, it's not fun at all. For the longest time, actually, the past 12 years, I literally run once a year, and it was for a PT test for the military. But I did end up I broke my foot a couple years ago, really, really bad, and I tried getting on a treadmill, and it doesn't like it.
Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. What kind of workouts do you do now?
Now I honestly don't really focus on cardio a whole lot. But mostly definitely weights, free weights, a lot of free weights and cable machine. I try to stick to 3 days a week and kind of dividing up each muscle group. I do 2 muscle groups per workout, but
that's cool. I find it very difficult to get workouts in, like an hour workout. I used to divide it up like how you do like muscle groups daily, but then like I found myself working out for an hour every single day, and it's just so time consuming. So I recently started doing like kettlebell workouts, and it incorporates like whole body, and it takes like anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes to get through. But by the time I'm done, I'm like drenched in sweat, and like my arms are tired, my legs are tired. Like I'm just exhausted.
Right. No, I've seen your pictures you've been posting after your workouts. And I'm not sure if you're dumping water over your head to make it look like it. But...
Spray bottle, bro.
But no, I definitely love that. It's like you said, it sets the tone for the day. It makes you feel better about yourself, especially like once you start seeing a little bit of progress. Like I'm definitely not where my goal is on it, but pushing towards the right. I'm just happy that I'm 2 years in now. I went from not even being able to dumbbell press 20 pounds to I'm up to 65s now. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Jeez.
It's still not enough.
It's never enough. That's the meathead mentality.
Right.
Like I just need more weight.
Yeah.
More weight, bro. More weight, bro. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I find that working out helps in everything that I do, and it's the basis of everything. And like listening to like people like David Goggins, oh my gosh, like I listened to his book Can't Hurt Me. That will motivate the shit out of you.
I keep meaning to I just haven't pulled the trigger on
You need to get it because whenever I start running, I listen to that book because I'm like, if he could do it, I could do it. He was like 300 plus pounds, like 400 pounds or something like that.
Freaking brute.
Yeah. And look at him now. Like he's jacked. He's lean, super jacked. It's like people say that it's so difficult to lose weight, which it is. It's not easy.
No.
But if somebody like that can do that and persevere through the suck, then you can accomplish literally anything ever.
Didn't he? I think he did it like at least 2-3 times too, didn't he?
He
got fat and then lost it all. And
he became a power lifter for a while
Mm-hmm.
and kind of got fat and then lost it all again. It's wild.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
I can't either. But that's something that, like, I mean, he's a crazy person. Like, there's no balance there.
No, and there's not many people like that out
No.
there either.
But I think that's why, like, somebody like that's so enticing and people like flock to watch them because they're like, that's a crazy individual, like something that a lot of people can't accomplish
Mm-hmm.
because he's like running ultra marathons like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I mean, for somebody like us who like want to like scale a business or like they have a full-time job, a family, it's almost impossible to be that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that like I had to come to the realization because I used to get crazy like my workouts and I started running, like I wanted to run an ultra and I did an ultra, but like training for that was ridiculous. Like I was running every Sunday. I was running throughout the week, but every Sunday I'd run a long run. It would be at least 25 miles. So I'd be out running for like 4 hours in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm like, it just eats up your day, and it's
Right.
not, I don't know, it's not fair for your family. I don't know. So like having that balance is super important, which is why like I'm still trying to get my workout in, but I try to do like the 20 to 30-minute workouts,
Right.
and it seems to be super beneficial for me right now.
Right. And I get where you're coming from, that your family kind of almost being neglected by it too, but it kind of a rebuttal to that too. If you don't really have your if you can't do what you need to do for yourself and you're not there for yourself mentally, you're not gonna be there for your family mentally either. So
Right. Well, I mean, I think it's important to ask yourself, why are you doing this?
right.
Like, are you doing this because you have self goal, like you have goals, accomplishments that you need to like prove or that you want to achieve? Or are you doing this because there's something like going on that you're running from?
Yeah, well, that's always a possibility too.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at like a lot of like bodybuilders and a lot of those type of people, like they have like mental health problems. And it's like, why are they trying to achieve the things that they're trying to achieve?
Hiding. Yeah. I get
Right.
that.
So I think there's like a balance that needs to be had.
Yeah, no, I can agree. Yeah, I actually that kind of falls into me a little bit too. I mean, it's like you said a couple weeks ago, beating my inner bitch up. You gotta take it, you gotta get control of yourself before you can have control over everything else. And whether it's, I don't know what it is for me. I don't know if I'm running or if it's just because it's what I want, but it's extremely beneficial for me to make sure I get my workout in. And
Well, through that process, you'll find the purpose in it.
right.
You'll find like, why am I doing this? Because that's the thing too. Like, it's so easy whenever, um, like you have, like if you're working out and you don't like have a purpose while you're doing it, but you're trying to maybe prove something to somebody, like you want bigger arms or like more abs or like you just want to be skinnier. Like it's so easy to fall off because that's an obtainable goal. And once you obtain that, you're like, okay, like I'm done.
Hmm.
And then that's it. But if you're doing it because you want a healthy lifestyle, you want to be a better person, you want a better mindset, it helps you be a better person and achieve the things that you have like set for your day,
Hmm.
then like, it's part of your schedule. It's part of who you are.
Yep. Honestly, my decision to start working out and get in shape, I not so bad about it anymore. I do still drink beer, but I used to drink a lot of beer. And I was brushing my teeth one morning, and my boobs were jiggling while I was brushing my teeth. I'm like, oh, I gotta change that. So that's kind of where it stemmed from. I don't know where the continued commitment is coming from right now, but
Right.
it's
Well, you know that it's helping you be a better person.
yeah, no,
So you know that, and I'm sure that's part of it.
yeah, you definitely, you get your frustration and your anger taken out through weights too. That's
Yeah.
kind of one thing I love about it.
Yeah.
Get some anger music going and just move as much as you can.
That's one thing, when I started working out, I had a lot of anger, like, a lot of anger from my childhood past, and, it was one of those things that, like, when I started doing it, would I would purposely use it as a tool to try to, like, alleviate a lot of that stuff. So, like, I remember, like, I mean, there would be times where I'm on, like, a cardio machine or I'm benching or something. And as I'm benching, like I'm just like thinking about all the things in the past, and I'm just like getting angry, and it was pumping me up. But then there came a certain point in time where I'm like, I no longer have that.
Right.
Like I no longer have that to push me. And so then I had to find a new purpose. Like, why am I doing this? Like, does it make me feel good? Which it did. And so now I just enjoy doing it, and that's why I do it. But when I first started, I started because like I was angry.
Mhm.
I just had things I needed to get off my chest.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to trying to make yourself better and more. I think consistency is another big thing. Like for me, it's and I've actually been really sporadic and I'm not too happy about my workouts, but um consistency, if you have that consistent, like, like, okay, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna do that, then I'm gonna it's gonna help a lot of aspects in your life. It really is.
Yeah.
And it has for me too, just making sure that I'm doing what I need to do or what I want to do on a daily basis.
And it's good for your family to see too. Like it's good for your kids to know that like, okay, dad has this routine. This is what he does. It teaches them a healthy cycle, right? Like it
Mhm.
teaches them how to be healthy. It teaches them that like, okay, it's important to take care of your body. And obviously like dad working out, it helps him. So eventually like it'll help them.
Right. No, Andrew asked to go with me all the time, and it kind of sucks that I started going in the morning because I definitely can't even think about taking them that early.
Mhm.
So, but hopefully one day I'll be lucky enough to have a home gym like you.
Yeah, that was I remember when I bought my first piece of actual equipment, it was, like a squat rack, and it
Mhm.
had, like, a fly machine attached to it and, like, pull down bar, and I bought it from this guy that I used to work out at his gym. He sold it to me for, like, $200. It was, like, a really good deal, and I'm like, "Sweet." So I brought it home, and I remember him saying that having this piece of machine is going to change your kids' lives. Like, it's going to change the way they see fitness, it's gonna change their like, it's just gonna instill something in them. And I don't even have that piece of equipment anymore. I sold it and got something better. But he's completely right. Like, he's right because whenever we work out, like when I was working out this morning, my son is in there, my daughter's in there, and they're like on the elliptical machine and they're running on the elliptical or they're on the bike or they're like trying to like lift dumbbells, and you can teach them like how to do it properly.
Even if they're just playing too,
Yeah,
it gets them in there, and
exactly.
it gets that mindset, that mentality, that
Right.
to do, do the right thing. No, in uh nutrition's a big thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't hardly ever do fast food, any of that junk.
Yeah.
We try to do the whole home cooked meals thing, and well, with grocery prices, I've been kind of slacking on eating as much as I should, but I'd like to eat more. Um, but it's definitely made a big difference too, since I pretty much almost entirely, except for once every couple months, cut fast food out.
That's important. It's
Mhm.
so important because that's one of those things that like if you do too much, you start craving it. I mean, because your gut microbiome and everything, like it just ruins it. It
Mhm.
wrecks it. So like when you eat stuff like that, you crave it more. And
Yep.
then you'll go and buy it more. And it's just I know that like I'm a sucker for like burgers and fries.
Yep.
And so if I go to like Culver's or something, like on a Friday or Saturday, which is usually like the last day of the week, because
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't want nobody wants to cook. Like it's been a long week.
Right.
Let's go get some fast food. It's so easy. Let's do it. So we'll do it. And then the next week, it's like, let's go get some burgers and fries again.
One of those habits,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gotta.
It's a habit and you got to break it. And it's important for your kids to see too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's something that I want my kids to like I want them to know about nutrition, healthy lifestyles, and exercise because it's so important. That's something that I didn't have growing up, and it's something I had to learn as an adult, and it just helped me in so many different ways that I want them to just grow up with it, like, and have it in their lives.
Right. Yeah, that was the biggest thing, like my wife has been really consistent about is family home cooked meals and just trying to maintain that the stable family life, right? So, and that's kind of another reason why I push towards doing the tent, because like we've already said, we're, especially this time of year, it's dark when we get up, dark when we get home.
Yeah.
It's not really ideal in my opinion. So I know people love it, but
I don't like it. Who likes it? Who likes going to work when it's dark and getting out when it's dark?
yeah, I don't think anybody likes that portion of it, but I know there's lots of people that we work with that just drool over our job. And
yeah.
In my mind, there's always been something better out there. I've always been kind of like a free spirit, like trying to figure something out. There's gotta be more to life than what I'm doing right now.
Well, for the people that do enjoy their job, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you should enjoy your job if that's
yeah.
what you've chose to do for the rest of your life. But there's so many people that I know that we work with that are so unhappy with their life. Like, I mean, we talked about it in the last episode you and I did, that there's so many common phrases that people use at work, like, "Hey, how are you doing?"
Living the dream.
Living the dream, living the life, or another day, another dollar. Like, and they say it with like such irreverence to like their life. I'm just like, I hate it when people are like, "Oh, just living the dream." Like, no, you're not. You're not living the dream.
Yep, I did that for a long time, man. I bounced. I had all these great ideas that were gonna make me money, that was gonna get me out of GM, and none of them really panned out. But I'm hoping that this venture that I'm on will be beneficial to me succeeding in that.
Well, I mean, you'll succeed as much as you want to succeed. And that's my opinion on anything. Like, if you just keep doing it, again, that goes back to just keep doing it and find a different way to make it better. If you do that, then you'll only be as successful as you want to be. Like, that's something that, like, I was just talking to somebody before the podcast, that you don't just, because she's trying to start this business and she's waiting on like the health department and whatnot. And so, but the thing is, she even admitted to me, like, there's things that I could be doing to further it. But just she gets so discouraged when somebody says no, or somebody doesn't show up for a meeting or whatever it is. But the thing is like, you got to be, you got to be resilient, for one, and for two, just got to keep trying, find different ways that work.
Yep.
And don't give up.
Well, the squeaky wheel always gets the most attention.
Yeah.
Just push. That's all you can do, right?
Exactly.
If you're unhappy, you're the only one that can change it.
Exactly. And so many people like want to rely on other people to come along and be like, "Hey, I like what you're doing. Let's do that."
Right.
And it's like, nobody cares about what you're doing.
No.
Nobody cares about your tint business. Like, they just want, I mean, they might want their tinting done, but the thing is, like, they don't care like how successful you are.
Nope.
They're not going to help you be successful. It's only you, the person who has the business, who has the passion, who has the drive, that's going to make it better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't succeed unless your mind's there.
Exactly. And that's something that, like, by doing this podcast, I've realized, because like, I remember like when I started the podcast, I announced like, "Hey, I'm going to be starting this podcast and blah, blah, blah." And I figured like so many people would be like, "Oh, like, yeah, that's awesome. Like, we're on board. We'll share away." And then I realized real quick that people aren't on board. Like, it's something that I had a passion for, not necessarily everybody else. And so I'm the one who has to push it forward. And that's the key to anything.
Yeah. No. Nope. Nobody cares about yourself more than you.
Exactly.
So, if you're, like I already said, you're the only one that's going to make those changes. So you're either going to do it or you're not.
Yeah.
So you can't complain about your life if you're not going to do anything to change it.
No, you definitely cannot.
So,
yeah. So, yeah. So is there anything else you want to, we've been going for like an hour.
Are we?
Oh, 54 minutes.
Oh,
yeah.
Pretty good.
And everybody fell off the live.
That's all right.
We've bored people. Oh, that's funny.
No, man, I'm really happy with what you're doing, trying to change things and, better yourself, right? So,
yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing, for sure.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things that, like, by me helping other people, it helps me too. Because like, for one, like having conversations like this, like, for one, it helps my platform, but for two, it helps promote you And it helps me like just be a better person in general as well, because it teaches me something every single episode. Like, like going live, like something like this in an episode. Like it's a new thing, but this whole experience helps me be better at this whole thing.
Right. No, it's definitely different, and there's no reason you shouldn't improve and upgrade what you're doing, right? I mean, what you were
Exactly.
doing was working, but you're gonna try this live thing, and I'm really hoping that it kicks off a lot better for you.
I think it will. I mean, it seems to have kicked off better. Obviously not today. People fell off,
Must
but
be me,
like he's pouring the shit out of me.
right?
No, I mean it's like anything. There's no set way of doing anything, and you just got to find what works and what doesn't, and eventually something will stick.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I've had nothing but positive support for the most part for the podcast. So
Yeah, that's helpful too. I mean,
yeah,
like you said, not everybody's gonna support you, but
right.
if you got those 1, 2 people that are like right behind you every step of the way, it's definitely the extra motivation sometimes you need to
Exactly.
keep going.
Exactly. Yeah, it's important to have people in your life that are willing to help support you. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this podcast, was provide a platform for other like businesses or other people who have stories to be able to come on and have a place where they can share, so that they have people, like a community of people
Mhm.
who are willing to support them. It's like anybody who listens to my podcast is more than likely going to support them.
Mhm.
And somebody, I mean, obviously somebody commented on here, you have a new customer,
Mhm.
hopefully. Um, but like,
Facebook user.
yeah, Facebook. Who is that, by the way?
Oh,
Why doesn't it say a name?
that is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
When I was commenting yesterday, did it show up my name?
yeah, yeah. It showed Nick Hall.
Hmm.
Yeah, I said your name on too.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's important to have people in your life that are willing to support you and make you better at everything you do.
Mhm.
And that's my goal for the podcast, is to help other people. So,
No, dude, that's freaking awesome.
yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what you're doing. I'm happy for you and everybody else that's been able to be part of this. Like and I've had fun, even though our first recording didn't go so well. I had fun.
Well, I mean, it went fine. It was fine. You were just nervous.
Right.
But I can see a clear difference in how you're acting today as opposed to the last
Right.
time. Like you're lounging back, like
Right.
before you were just kind of like stiff. But yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, no, I'm ready for more. Dude.
Yeah, I just started doing this thing recently, like with Jeremy, the guy that was on yesterday. He was on 5 times. That was his 5th time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so on my thumbnails, I'll put like episode whatever and then round whatever. So yesterday
Round 3. Fight.
yesterday was round 5, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I recently had somebody on last week, and they're like a nonprofit here in Lansing. It's called JCI, and what it is, it's a nonprofit that is designed to like help the community in different aspects. Like they'll put on these different events, and one of the events is, I think, December 3rd. It's stuff the bus event. So they'll have a catabus come up to the Walmart in Edgewood, and they'll have somebody there passing out like a grocery list of things that they like, supplies to buy to help supply the school in Lansing.
Okay.
And their goal is to stuff the bus. And so um what was cool about having them on is they're like a bigger nonprofit in Lansing, but they seeked out my podcast because they're trying to find ways to market their thing, and I'm like, that is so cool. In my opinion, that's so cool. Like, obviously it benefits them,
Right.
but in my, like, for me, like, I'm like, that's so cool because like it's almost like I'm like an alternative media in Lansing, and I don't know anybody else who's doing what I do. I mean, there's people that have podcasts and they interview like local entrepreneurs, but they don't do it like on the scale that I'm doing it. And for me, like that, for somebody to reach out to me and like think like I want to promote my stuff on that podcast, I'm like, that's such an honor.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so cool.
I've actually got at least one person right now on the top of my head that I'm going to suggest to get a hold of you.
Oh.
My neighbor does woodworking.
Oh.
So it'd be kind of cool to have him.
Does he have a business?
Yes, it's
Give him a shout out.
yeah. Oh, let me find it real quick though. It's Hardwood Memories, I believe.
Okay. I've had a woodworking guy on before, and his stuff was really cool. He makes like cutting boards, and he made like various things. But I met him at like a farmer's market, and I can't remember the name of his business, but it was a while ago. It was a long time ago.
Yep, hardwood memories.
Hardwood Memories.
Yep.
Okay, well, shout out to them. Yeah, hook me up and I'll have him on.
Yeah, no, I'll say something to him whenever I get home if I see him out.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he does some really good stuff, and he just got a brand new shop. So
Oh, wow. What kind of things does he make?
I've noticed on his Facebook page he does like a lot of culture boards and that kind of stuff. He's made a lot of his own like furniture inside of his house.
Wow.
And once he finally slows down, because he just finished building a shop, I've got something that big like entertainment system that I want him to custom make for my house.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That stuff is so cool to me. Like I follow a lot of Instagram pages that build like different things out of wood, or like one of the things I like a lot is epoxy stuff,
Yes.
like epoxy tables, and I find that stuff so interesting. So yeah, I appreciate things like that.
I had saved up glass bottle beer tops. I saved every single one of them for like a year straight, and I had this bar in the basement of my old house, and I was gonna lay all those down. And I was gonna epoxy over it,
Oh,
and just about as soon as I'd saved up just enough to make that work, we ended up selling the house. So now I got all these damn beer bottle tops. I don't even know what I'm gonna do with.
you can make one still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made an epoxy mantle upstairs. Did you see it coming in?
I'll check it out.
No. Yeah, I made that a couple years ago. It was interesting because there's a wood place in Mason that has like barn wood type stuff,
Mhm.
and we found a piece of wood there for a mantle, and it was like it had a bunch of holes and like just gaping holes, like big holes. And I built a box and poured epoxy in it and colored it and everything. It looks pretty sweet.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy that stuff. Another thing I'm really big fan of too is I forget the exact terminology for it, but it's the concrete flooring. They almost do like an epoxy thing, and they put
Yeah.
the flakes in it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's epoxy. I think it's
is
called
it
epoxy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I like watching that stuff. I actually got a quote for my garage, and it was way more than I was ready to spend at the time.
Well, you
but
can do it yourself.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. I don't know how expensive it is to do yourself, but it is something you could do.
It's one of those things I'd rather just pay somebody though.
Yeah, I understand. Epoxy is one of those things too that you got to work like kind of fast,
Mhm.
because I mean, once it starts drying, it gets like real sticky and hard. And um, I mean, I guess like it doesn't take too like it takes a while for it to dry, but at the same time, it like you want to do what you got to do to it, like right then and there.
Right.
Yeah. It was one of those things for me when I built that mantle. It was like a huge learning curve because we'd pour I did it at Steve Polly's house.
Okay.
And he has like he has, what does he have? What is it called? When you a planer. So
Okay.
so we did it, we'd pour it in, let it dry, and then put it through the planer and everything, and then pour some more and put it through the planer to try to smooth it all out.
Mhm.
And yeah, the whole thing was just like a learning curve.
Oh
But
yeah,
but
absolutely.
it's so like it's so cool, like once it's done, to be like, wow, I created that.
Yep. Makes you feel good about yourself. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, so it makes me have like a great appreciation for people that do stuff like that for a living.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
So one more time, you are offering 20% off during this live
yep.
off of tint work through Mitten Tint Co. So if anybody wants 20% off any tint work on their vehicle, house, business building, anything like that, comment real quick before we wrap this bad boy up.
We've got one Facebook user.
Is it on Facebook? Yeah, it's on Facebook.
I know I shared it, so
Okay.
can you see who the one person is that's on?
No, you can't. I don't think.
Right there. Rising above.
Yeah, it won't let me.
Oh, well, let's go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fun. It was a lot better than the last time too.
Yeah. No, shoot, man. Definitely I would even think maybe do a couple short ones just so you can talk with somebody and just sit here and kind of play with all this stuff and figure it out, because there's definitely a lot to it.
Well, one thing I want to start doing, and I kind of hinted toward it in the Rise and Above community Facebook group, was that I want to start doing like not daily, but like a couple times a week. I want to go live, and I might do it like this way, like through this StreamYard thing, and but I want to like do topical things. Like one thing that a lot of people commented on, they want me to talk about like seasonal depression and how to avoid it and things like that. And that's one thing that I struggle with a lot is like during the wintertime, especially like after Christmas, like the period like between January and March, it's so like, I don't know, it's just like that time period drags me down, and it's just difficult to be motivated, and it's difficult to like just want to continue on with life essentially.
I get that.
So I want to like cover different subjects like that and bring on people to discuss things.
Right.
And so one thing I'm bouncing around is bringing on like different experts in those fields, because like I'm nobody of authority.
Right.
I'm just an idiot doing this thing. So so if I can bring somebody on virtually on the Facebook group and discuss these things, then I think it'll be beneficial to a lot of people.
Yeah,
And it'd almost be like a podcast in a sense, but I want it to be short and sweet. Like
Right.
I don't want it to just be like, this is just like
30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then I also thought about because so many people struggle with like, you know, depression and whatnot through winter, thought about doing like bringing on like a comedian a week, like once a week,
That'd
and
be fun.
having them just tell funny stories or something.
That'd be fun. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal with this platform that you're using is, but like I commented yesterday, normally there's I know the lives I've been on, there's been like a request to join. I don't know if it's because of this or if it's more of a Facebook specific kind of deal.
It might be Facebook.
But you said you can invite people.
Yes. Yep.
to
See
this.
right here, I can invite people.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if you wanted to come on, if you weren't here, I could send you a link.
Okay.
You can add up to 10 people on the screen at once.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how I plan on doing it. Like when I bring on other people for the community group, I think that's how I'm going to do it.
Heck yeah.
So, all right.
Cool. Yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah,
this was
I
a lot of
enjoyed
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for doing this. Cheers. Oh, you finished yours.
I did not. There's a little bit left.
Cheers.
Thanks, Dave.
Real quick, everybody, before I wrap this up, riseandaboveapparel.com. There's 20% off. Go there, get your stuff. It's cool stuff. I like it. Anyways, peace out.